sleep in the morning. Me too, Megan. Jakai, oh my gosh. I know you were here earlier. I hope you're still here, Jakai. I've missed you. I was just saying the other day how much I missed you. Boy, what are you doing? Hi, good morning, Dylan. You want to get on the bed? Go ahead, you can get on the bed. I'll let you. Crazy puppy. What do you think? If you decide you want to come over. Something just crashed in the other room and there's nobody here. Let's go look. Put our big girl pants on. Let's go. Oh, boom. Jack says I did it. You didn't mean to do it, but I did it. All right. Good job, Jack. Hi, Paul. Good morning. What was wrong with Jack? He's being goofy. He's being goofy. Yes, you, goofy. Don't turn your back on us. Hey, you know better. I'm talking to you. Yeah. I love you. You're such a good boy. You ate too fast, didn't you? He ate too fast and it made him very uncomfortable for about a minute. That's what was wrong with Jack. Goofy. Man is alive. I have been trying to inform people of the benefits of eating dehydrated grapes. It's all about raising awareness. I love raisins. Matt is alive and has arrived. Good morning, good friend Matt. How are you? Did you say, how are you 5 doing? We're doing good over here. Paul, I hope you're changing your mind. Dylan says, okay, well, I have to say I feel happy and I feel cooled off and feeling comfortable. I'm really happy to hear that. That's great. Jack says, not me. Good morning, King. How are you? Man is alive says, wait, Jack shouldn't be eating grapes? What am I talking about? Is that why he has a bellyache? I slept really, really good, actually. And you're doing good. Good. Any plans for the weekends? Anybody have plans for the weekends? Anything? Nikita, hello. She says good morning, Cat and Jack, and our beautiful Jack. Hope everyone's having a great morning. My dad was busy cleaning Snowflake's bedroom area before going back, sleeping on his own bed, not Snowflake's bed. Oh, King says, what's your plans this weekend? Good. I asked you first. I have to. I have to get to the feed store. One way or another, I have to get to the feed store, and there's one other thing I have to do, but I don't remember what it is. Oh, the other thing I have to do, I cannot do today because it's a weekend. King says, I'm off work this weekend. Probably go play cards with my friends. Nice. People don't do that a whole bunch. At least I don't hear about people doing that much anymore. Dylan says, oh, yes, I've heard that dogs don't supposed to have grapes or raisins because it can cause vomiting and diarrhea and can be toxic, right? Matt says, my church has a big 2-day conference this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. Nice. Lois, good morning. Happy day after your birthday, Lois. I'm so sorry. I feel like such an idiot. Why can't I make that show? Nikita says Snowflake's bed mattress is a queen. I know Midnight Junior will be happy seeing my dad in his bed like they used to before she was diabetic. Oh. King says, do you go to the gym? You look athletic. No, I work for Pepsi. It keeps me working out every day. I do work. Thank you, though. Dylan says, well, I hope your dog will be. I think he'll be fine. He's funny. Paul says, hi, Lois. You're welcome, Lois. Anton Olson, hello. Lois says, hi, Paul. Nikita said, my dad loves his Pepsi. Oh, that's great. And his cats. So, were you saying Snowflake has a king size bed all for herself? Frenchie says, drive by, smash of the like button. Thank you so much, Frenchie. Nikita said, yes. Okay. Lois said, nothing better than a Pepsi. King likes Jack's dog collar. Jack says, thanks. Frenchie's in his car for the drive by. That's what he does the best is ignore us. Dylan says, how's the weather at your area? It's nice. It's very mild right now. It was almost 80 yesterday. I was mowing all day. It was pretty brutal. I haven't worked that hard in a long time. Let's see what the temperature's today and right now. It's 59 here right now, and it's going to get to 79. Really mild. What about you, Dylan? ATWA doggy. Yes. King says, I used to work for Pepsi for 3 months but got fired. Oh no. Why did you get fired? Frenchie says, had a moose stop by the backyard today. Really? Did you get any photos or videos? That's really cool, Frenchie. Oh, Matt says, like Jack's live. Thank you for that, Matt. ATW. Absurd. Okay. Am I hearing the dog's thoughts? What is happening? Yes, you are. It's actually the mushroom in the back. Lois says we have freezing rain again. Man, I'm so sorry. Dylan says, Dylan says, I've got 83 degrees here in western Kentucky, winds at 13 miles per hour. We had rain. Warm and rain. Yeah, it was really windy here too. It sure was. Nikita says Snowflake's room has her own mattress. Guinea pig roommate with a couch. Okay. King says, LOL. I was cutting labels at first, but then they moved me to a different part on the assembly line. Oh, you worked at the actual factory. Bummer, man. It's grueling work sitting in a building all day doing the same thing over and over again. I don't blame you. I would have gotten fired too. Oh, excuse you, Jack. King, I'm a merchandiser, so I'm out, going from store to store, bouncing around a lot. So, are you okay, Jack? Man, too slow. That's awesome. I got it. You were too slow. I wouldn't want to work fast either. I don't blame you one bit. Paul says it's still raining here. Dang. Dylan says it's been way too windy a lot lately, which I don't know why that is. So as March was, is that the most you've ever had, Dylan? Frenchie says hi to Paul. Paul says hi to Frenchie. Frenchie says, yes, I put up 2 videos tonight of the moose. Okay, awesome. Let me go put you up on my laptop so I can check it out later. How cool, Frenchie. Okay. And one picture. Okay. King says, I work for Food Line Distribution Warehouse now. Gotta love Food Line. It always took me the longest to work Food Line trucks. I don't know why. Caddy VR official, which is Kixie, right? Hello, my friend. Dylan says, yeah, I believe it was because, of course, it's almost like this every year in March in Western Kentucky. Frenchie says, weird seeing him grazing in the backyard. Oh, the moose. I bet. It'd be quite a shock. It'd be like, what am I seeing? Yes, it's Kixie, she says. I'm glad to see you, my friend. How are you doing? So much bigger than the deer. We had about 20 deer, all ages, outside yesterday when I was mowing. They kept looking at me. They would stop. I would look, I'd get to a certain spot and I could see them and they could see me, and we'd just sit there and stare at each other. And so I would throw up hi signs and peace signs at them. And they just sat there and watched me like, I don't know what they would think. Caddy says, I'm changing my name again on YouTube to Sealy VR. How come? Jack. Hey, Jack, you don't like me no more, buddy? Hmm? Are we not best friends? Jack is a funny dog to sleep with because he wants to be right on top of you. So I somehow end up sleeping sideways on the bed and him right up next to me. I don't know how it happens every morning. I like seals. Har, har, har. Okay. Frenchie says I found some buck antlers that were shed last week in front of the house. Not wow. You got quite the little pathway there for all the animals coming by, huh? I never find anything good like that. I did leave a plate of shiny stones and fun little things on a plate with some food for the crows. And something is missing off of it, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I don't know if a crow got it or not. What else would grab it? Jackie looks so tired. He's tired of my crap. You should have to. Why don't you have a game cam? They're pretty inexpensive, aren't they, Frenchie? I could swear I've looked at them and they were pretty reasonable. Hi, Jed. How are you, my friend? Dylan says, did you ever check and see if you have Me TV tunes or not? No. And I wouldn't unless I were looking for it particularly that day. Lois says, hi, Jen, at Poet for You. Caddy says, when I was just a baby, I went to this light show and I got a blanket and I still have it. Memories. Aw. When you're just a baby, you went to a light show and you still have the blanket. You know, Carl Shell has a teddy bear. I think he calls it, I think some people call it stuffies. He has one that is as old as he is. Isn't that great? Fred just said, I do need a cam out there. That would be so fun, wouldn't it? You just never know what's going on out there. Jed is doing good. I'm glad. What this is? What is that song? My mama done told me when I was a babe. I almost want to start singing it, but I don't know the song. Jed said hi to Lois. Dylan says, wonder where Rosie's at. I don't know. Rosie's not been feeling good. And maybe she feels a little pressure from somebody. Hint, hint. Frenchie says her. You hear coyotes some nights. Me too. I heard them early in the morning, like now. Frenchie says, oh, yeah. And Caddy or Kixie says, you'll always be Kixie to me. I'll be right back. You know, if you change your name again, I don't know if I'm going to remember you. I'm not going to remember a Seal VR official. Lois says, hello there. Jed says, I hope she gets better. Yes. Dylan says, can you post me a link to her channel, please? No, I cannot. Rosie does not like to be pressured. If she wants you to see her channel, she'll come in here and give it to you. Sorry. Wasp says, when I was a few days old. Sorry, I'm just looking out for her. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. When I was a few days old, my parents and grandma took me, this is from Wasa, took me to, come on, cat, took me to the drive-in theater. What? To see Jaws, and I stopped breathing and turned blue. I guess I was only accustomed to the inside hospital air, and my lungs didn't like it. Is that what you're saying? Oh, seized. Your lungs seized. Wow. Wild. Why were they taking you to Jaws as you were a baby, anyways? Frenchie says, in the news, a small child was attacked by a coyote. A coyote, scary stuff. It is scary. And Wasa says, hello, Paul, Lewis, and Poet. Dylan says, okay, sorry. It's all right, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being kind of abrupt about it. I am just looking out for her. Poet says, hi, Wasa. Hi, Dana. Good morning. Good to see you as always. Wasa's, I don't know. They irresponsible AF. Who are we talking about? Who were we talking about? Oh, taking you to go see the drive-in Jaws. You were a baby. I get it. They would never think that you would. I'm sorry. Kat just needs to go back to bed this morning. Dylan says she seems kind of pretty. That's why I was interested. How do you think she's pretty if you've never seen her? She's got a really pretty personality. She is very likable. I agree. Caddy says, I am back. Welcome back. Dylan says, yeah, and her picture icon. Does she have a picture on there? I've never seen a picture of Rosie. Wasa says, Wasa Dana is just projecting. Hi, Sarah. How are you? But they come in every morning. They're consistent. We got to say that for Dana. They know how to show up. Frenchie says, Jack, we're over here, buddy. Sarah says, you're doing okay? Well, good morning. Was that a question? I'm sorry, Sarah. Dylan says, well, not a picture, but a picture of something, not sure, but it looks pretty though. That's so great, Dylan. She is very sweet and very, very likable. Jackie Poo. I'm gonna find a hairbrush. I don't know why. I'm gonna go back to bed. Lois says, Lois. Lois, I don't want you to do any moderating, but that will help you get around and connect with people. She says that's one wide-eyed monkey. I know. It's so cute. I love it. It's all right, Dylan. Wassa says, get up, dress up, and show up. Sometimes when everything seems to be falling to pieces, that's all you need to do to get through it. You know, I'm always like, just keep one foot in front of the other. Just keep moving. You're right, Wassa. Oh, rapper, I'm sorry to hear that. Ow, ow. I didn't. Did I take a bath or a shower? I don't remember, but I never brushed my hair afterwards, so nuts. Wassa says, I know, I'm wise beyond my ears. Yes, behind my ears. Lois says, so true, Wassa. Ow. What about you, Wassa? Do you have any plans today? Or this weekend? Do you take your mom and sister to church on Sunday? Behind my ears, too. I don't know what my problem is. The longer I do this, the worse my tongue-tiedness shows up. Tongue-tiedness. How you like that? Okay. Sarah's sending love to the whole group. Thank you, Sarah. We love you. How are you? You said you're doing okay. Do you have any plans for the weekend, Sarah? Liza says, I have unbreakable plans to have no plans. Nice. Dylan says, huh, that's not good. Kixie says, I posted a new short. Awesome. Sarah says, no plans. To sleep. Do you work, Sarah? Paul says, hey, Sarah. Are you going to be doing the sleep thing too, Wassa? I just realized it's April. I have not done my taxes. And I have to go to the bank. I have to go to two banks to pick up my, what is it, a 1099 from the bank to say I earned 80 cents. I earned 80 cents all year off of my bank and I have to report it. It's such an inconvenience and a pain in the neck. Same thing, right? There you go. There's Jack. There you go. Derek at Big Banana TV is live right now. I don't see anybody else. Bunch of people I don't know. I don't know, but I'm subscribed to. Um, Marlon MK just ended a live stream, it looks like. All right, that's all I got. Jed at Poet for You says, I got work later this morning at 9, from 9 to 5. 3, 6. So you have your 2 hours or 1 hour behind me? You still have time to get some sleep. Dylan says, oh no. Wassa says, I'm sure I'll be sleeping in there somewhere, yes. Kixie says, I think my dog is dying because my mom took them to the doctor a while ago. And now I'm very scared he's going to die. Did you ask your mom? Hi, Corrupted. What's the dealio? You see it. How are you? Wassa says to Jed at Poet for You, I forget what work you do again. And he says, I'm a cook, cashier, and trainer at Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Lois says, hi, Corrupted. And Wassa says to Kixie, oh no, well, I hope not. Me too. I hope not too. Hi, Marlon. Good morning, my friend. Corrupted says hello to Lois. Marlon. How absurd. Hello again, my friend. Thank you for the love. This is 2 hours, so it's 1:30 for you. Oh, you got plenty of time to sleep. Wassa says to Jed, oh, excellent. Do you eat a lot of custard? And Kixie at Caddy VR official says, Wassa, he's fine. I just think so. Aw. Dylan says, you said you haven't paid your property taxes? No, not my property taxes. I've paid my taxes. I just need to file my taxes to get my return. And Lois says she's fine. Corrupted says, I am the best on War. Is that Warzone? WZ? Sarah says, hi, Lois. Jen says, I made a protein shake using my works custard. Nice. Corrupted said, what's up? I think he means Jen. Or maybe he means Jade. I think he means Jen. Absurd says, pet them sweet ears. And hello something. Jen says, yes, it's 1:29 a.m. here, Cat. It's probably 1:31 now. Marlon says 9:30 a.m. here. And Jen says he's not doing much, Corrupted. You haven't done your taxes either. Jen is from Colorado. Wass's property taxes on non-commercial properties is a serious crime in this country. Oh, it's just too much for me. I don't even think about my property taxes because it's wrapped up in my mortgage. Although my house was reassessed, doubled in value, and of course my taxes have now doubled. Yeehaw, but they were very cheap before. Paul said the same thing. Damn, property tax went up again. Yes. This is the first time in the 6 or 7 years I've been here that my taxes have gone up. And for Dylan, it is 2:30 a.m. 12:30 a.m. for Corrupted in Cali. Poppin' perks. I hope not. Oh gosh. Wassa says, take your property. Ugh. Lois said mine went up too. Hi, Rosie. Good morning, my friend. Um, I just think, Wassa, when there's nothing I can do, there's no use in me getting all upset and worked up over it. I have no control. I've given up. Thank you, Marlon. Bossa says we owe way more than that to the founders and others since who sacrificed so much, including giving their lives. It's a broken world, you know? That's why I like A Course in Miracles. Oh, Jack, we're missing some lights. We are. All right. Lois says, hi, Rosie. And Paul says, I'm about ready to live in the car. Well, that was been something that's been through my mind too, Paul, was selling my house and buying an RV, something like that. But then I hear other stuff and I'm like, I don't know if that's something I want to do either. I have asked for a sign. If I'm supposed to sell my house and go buy an RV and live in that, then I'll have a very specific sign. Otherwise, I'm to stay put. Maybe Wasa feels he has a moral duty to speak about such things when possible. Kixie says, I'm exhausted. What have you been doing? Correctus says, I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it because I'm a gremlin. Oh my goodness. So that just says you don't even know what you're taking. Don't do that. Marlon says maybe there should be a minimum value for a property to be taxed. I don't know. Me either. Rosie says hi to everybody. Correctus says, what's good? Homie Rosie. Correct. It's a game question mark. Did it say game somewhere? Sometimes it just shows up like hello and it'll say game and I'll be like, what does game mean? But it did it to somebody else recently. Was it you? Oh. Caddy VR official says, I haven't drunk my daily coffee in 2 days. Good for you. Well, I don't know if I could do that. Yes, I told everybody you weren't feeling very good, Rosie. So everybody's saying they hope you feel better. Wasa says more and more, I can't help but view A Course in Miracles as something that ends up inspiring and I don't know what you're saying. You're very welcome, Rosie. Krebs says I be tweaking off of coffee. Is Frenchie finishing his drive-by? I guess you're allowed to have your opinion, Wasa. We all do, right? Wassa says, nope. Poet says, you're very welcome, Rosie. Love you, and you're very appreciated. And Paul says, a lot of people always asking about you, Rosie. Yes, everybody loves you. And I don't think you're completely correct, Wasa. I think for me, my path is not to concentrate on such things. But Yogi feels that some people do have a calling and a moral obligation to speak up and get involved. That's just not for me. It's not my path. So I don't want you to put off your feelings about how I treat things because of A Course in Miracles on A Course in Miracles in general. It does say this is just a dream. This is hell, basically. Because a loving, perfect God would never create this. I will accept the risk. Ceramics Action says, hi there, how are you? So I'm going to sleep soon. Why are you guys up? I don't know. Why is everybody up? This is the time I wake up. Ceramic says it's midnight. Corrupted said, wait. What? Dylan says, Rosie, can you send me the link, please? I guess he wants the link to your channel, Rosie. Ceramic says, I'm going to sleep soon. Why are you up? This is when I get up. Paul said, a lot of people are always asking about you, Rosie. That's true. Also says, if the founders took that attitude, would still be essential text. Oh, Paul says, I do believe that everything's so effed up that it is just a dream. Nightmare. The equivalent of hell. Paul says, I'm doing better, Rosie. Always hoping you are. Ooh, it's been a rough night and a rough morning. Overwhelmed with lightheadedness. And a little nausea. This is stupid. Marlon says, well, Bossa, my middle way is to think about it enough so when I can do something, like when voting or making some other decisions, I do. But the rest of the time, I try not to worry about it. Ceramic says, don't break anything, dear. I'm going to try really hard not to. I'm super lightheaded. Crafted says, where's Carl? I was thinking that earlier. He comes in a little later on the weekends, I think. Boss is pretty sure. Jet says, the YouTuber I'm doing a drawing for, she said, thank you so much. And it's coming along nicely. Nice. Do people pay you for the like your when you do the paracord bracelets? Do they pay you, or do you just send it to them as gifts? Ceramics says TGIF. Wait a minute, it's Saturday. Rosie says, didn't do nothing, Paul. Hang on a minute. Oof. Ceramic says, are the mods fighting? No, nobody's fighting. Everybody gets along here. Funny. And they're not really mods. It's just so it makes it easier for everybody to connect and get to know each other. I am okay, Rosie. Thank you. I'm just having a weird morning. Well, this says I can drop that now. I believe I explained my opinion. You did. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Phew. Ouch. Okay. Give me just a sec. There we go. Marlon says biggest day to day difference you can make is probably what you buy and from who or from where. Anyway. Lois says, have you been drinking your water, Cat? No. I'm drinking like a lemonade orange juice mix. It's something. It's better than nothing. Hi, Talon. Jed says they were gifts. Okay. Dylan says, Rosie, where are you? Wassa says, where is Carl? I don't know. Carl comes in later on the weekends, I believe. TGIS. I like it, ceramic. Corrupted says Carl makes me laugh. Good. Caddy Kixie says, I've been itching my hair 24/7 and I can't stop because I forgot to wash my hair. Uh-oh. Wassa says Carl is hilarious. He's trolling us a bit with what he says. I do believe a lot of it is trolling, but he is super sensitive. So it's hard to find that stopping point with Carl. Hey, Dylan. Um, Rosie says Dylan pronunciation. Lois says no, just water might help you with your dizziness. It was just a quick little weird little thing, and it's happened a couple times since I got sick a couple years ago. It's really weird. I don't know what it is. I feel like I don't know. I don't want to sound crazy. It's a good idea. I should, Lois. Corrupted says, "What's a good song?" Oh Dylan says to Rosie, I just want the link to your channel to mine so I can comment on your YouTube channel. And Ceramics Action says, I know this isn't a sports channel, but did anyone have a hamstring and an injury? And Paul says BP question mark. Caddy Kixie says, I'm going to go now. May God bless you and Jack, and bye everyone. God bless all of you too. Thank you, Caddy Kixie VR. We appreciate you. Rosie says, oh, I'll send it to you if you want. Oh my gosh. Jed, not Jed. Paul says, I had my hamstrings cut in two. Oh. Give him great relief from... Right? Ceramics Action says, oh my, Paul, and questions that. What did you have them cut for? What does that even mean, she says. They say, I'm sorry. Wassa says, his dry skin issues, that will definitely do. But I know at least one person who had your same issue and it did miracles for them. I'm willing to try it. I just don't have any extra cash to go buy some good olive oil at the moment. That's all. My check went from, my check now is like $200 a week on short-term disability. It's nothing. So I have to be really careful. Paul said it was 11 weeks on my back in the hospital. What happened? Why did they have to do that, Paul? I know we're all dying to know. Jen says, I'm watching SpongeBob SquarePants series, season 6, episode 14. You're going through it pretty quick now. Crafty says, how many more seasons are there? Hi, Alex. Good to see you. What? Accidental shotgun blast? What? Paul, oh my gosh. Ceramic says, I keep thinking the spots on your sheets are on my phone. No, it's ladybugs. It's little ladybugs. Wassa says, I've got you. Funds are a consideration. And wow, Paul, I've been shot before too. Jed says to Corrupted, there's 15 seasons. Paul says, in the house on Thanksgiving when I was 14. Service is laughing at ladybugs. I love ladybugs. They're so cute and helpful. And brr, let's turn this fan off now. I'm cold. Oh. All right, fan off. Okay. Oh, Jackie. Oh, Jackie's calm. Paul says multiple skin grafts. Wow. Sarah says, hi, Alex. Hi, Trending. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Bless you, Trending. Thank you. Almost died from a loss of blood, Paul says. Wow. Alex said, I was stabbed twice before, once in the face and then in my stomach. Wow, oh my gosh. Good afternoon, trending. Dylan says, well, I'm afraid Rosie is going to send it to me. I better get to bed. It's 2:50 a.m. Okay. Hey, Dylan, you just take her name, put the at, and then her name, and maybe she'll come up. It's a long name she has. Wasa says, I was 23. My roommate accidentally hit me when aiming through a big front window at people holding me up in the driveway. Wow. You were being held up in the driveway. Wow. Paul says, hi, Alex. Trending says, you're welcome, ma'am. Thanks much, too. All. And blessed Holy Week, ma'am. Thank you. Ceramic says, LOL. I am going to make spider sheets. Really? That would be neat. And Paul says, wow, Wasa and Alex. Trending says, Paul, hi. Paul, have you met Trending TV or Trending Live? She does a lot of singing. She's a great singer. Actually, she came onto Yogi's one time and sang, and he got a copyright notice because she was so good. Isn't that crazy? Not a copyright notice, a warning. Hi, Sean. Good morning. Alex says, Paul, hello, my friend. And Dylan says, all right. Paul said hi to Trending, and Wasa says, yeah, Paul. Shotgun blasts are nasty. Luckily, mine was only with a 22, and it was mostly a flesh wound in the ribs. It hurt like the dickens out. Oh my gosh. Paul says he's subbed to Trending. You'll like her. She's really sweet. Rosie says, I'll be back. Okay, Rosie. And Paul says, yes, sir, Wasa. So, what happened? Was it an accident or something different? Wow. It was an accident. Rosie says, Dylan, I sent it. Sean says, yesterday was Good Friday. Couldn't eat any meat, so I made a seafood salad. It was so good, was it nice? Alex says, Rosie, hello. What about you, Alex? Any big plans in Dublin today or tomorrow? You go to church on Easter? Wasa says, whose accident, Paul? Yours or someone else's? And Rosie says, hello back to Alex. Wow. Sean says, no, not church, but I will listen to the word though. Nice. Alex says, no, I'm an atheist with faith. Okay. Works for me. Are you snoring, sir? Paul says my brother didn't know the gun was loaded as he was walking behind me. Sean said to Alex, that doesn't even make sense. Wassa says, an atheist with faith in. Wassa had said Paul. If it was someone else, that's when you're going to need A Course in Miracles forgiveness skills. Rosie says, corrupted, do you have work today? Oh, Dylan says, now I'm feeling good and happy since I'm subscribed to Rosie's channel now. Well, good. Hi, Brandon. How are you? Corrupted says, no, not today. I work again on Tuesday. Brandon says, yo, Jack. Jack is snoring away over here. Not bad. I'm glad to hear that. What have you been up to, anyways? Alex says, faith means a belief. So, Sean, don't judge me, please. Was it Sean or was it Wassa? I forgot who asked the question. Brendan says, I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm guessing it's fun then. I just can't sit still that long anymore. I used to play video games. Rosie says Dylan didn't do anything. He was just looking for your link, and I didn't feel comfortable until you were here, Rosie, telling him how to find you. So he was very happy when you told him when you connected with him. All right. Rosie says hello to Brendan. And Corrupted asks, are you going to buy GTA 6? Rosie said, you cat. What did I do? Carpet has never played the game that Brendan was talking about. Oh, Dylan didn't do anything. Okay. She says, I said thank you. Just in short words, thank you. Oh, okay. You're welcome. I think yes. uh, Brendan at Bob 8 Bobo says, I haven't got a PS5 yet. And Dylan says, You didn't do anything wrong, Dylan. You're misunderstanding. You did nothing wrong. Brendan at Bob 8 Bobo says the prices for them are going up, really. Dylan says, okay, good. You are supposed to be repeating, not moving on. Repeat. All right. Yes, we've all come to the conclusion that Dylan did nothing. Zed says she's ignoring me again. I didn't see you, Zed. Good morning. There it is. Good morning for once. Is that what you said, Zed? Is there anything else? How are you, Zed? Have you made your way to the mountain yet? Oh, we missed you too, Zed. Even Jack. Listen to him. Brendan says PS5s are going up about $200 more, really. Wassa says, finally, I'm done with all the chores tasks that had to get done. I can relax. I've been at it since 12:30 this afternoon, with only one break for about a 2-hour appearance on NPC, the game channel. Cool. It's always a good feeling to have everything all done, huh? I feel like nothing's ever all done. Poor sad Jack from Bailey. Good morning, Bailey. Zed says you didn't watch my short tonight. I don't know, Zed. Jack. I think he's running. You have a new toy. I haven't seen it, I guess. But I was mowing all day yesterday. I may have stopped for a couple of live streams, but for the most part, I was out mowing all day. You have a new toy. That's exciting. Wassa says, oh boy, yes and no. Yeah, it's definitely not all done. Just the immediate necessities. Gotcha. Lois said Jack is dreaming. Yeah, he was. All calm now. Sid says, you don't know what I've been through these past couple of months. Is that a question or just a statement? And Wassa says, it'll never be all done. I agree. Okay, I have to cough real quick. Okay. Ceramic says, can you take a real rescue monkey? Do you have one? You want me to take it? I will. I had a cousin who had I don't think it's right, but she had a monkey in her closet. Her closet was turned into a big cage. Right, Jack? Wassa says, hey, Zed, good to see you again. Yes. And Zed says, wow. Why do I always feel condemnation from you, Zed? Lois says, there is always something more to do. Yes. Hi, Norma. Dylan says, what's your opinion on... No opinion, friend. We just don't even get into that. Ceramic says, I didn't get that Big Deborah joke at first. Oh, Big Deborah really is missing in action right now. We're working on it. Where is Big Deborah? It's been a very big question lately. Dylan says, well, shoot, okay. Lois says hello to everybody in the... Oh, nope, she says hi, Norm. Norm, did I miss you? There you are. Norma said hello. Wassa says yes. Too inflammatory of a subject, not worth it. Norma says, hello. What are you up to, Norma? What have you been doing? What do you do with the majority of your time? I appreciate you coming in and saying hello every day. We don't really talk that much, though. Working. Wassa says, it's all good, Dylan. People in most places jump on a chance to get into that. So it's a normal question. We'd be a much more popular channel if we did talk about stuff like that. Everybody got mad and angry and we cussed each other and Jack says not today though. Just not today. Brendan at Bob 8 Bobo says, remember that scary stuff I got you to have a look at? If you want, I can send you some hidden video footage of it. It's hard to find on YouTube because it keeps getting taken down. I don't remember. Was it scary stuff? Was that me? Dylan says, that's fine, Dylan. We're just not going to talk about it. Brendan says Bohemian. I'm supposed to remember? Gosh. Jack says good luck. Good luck. Yes, I know you don't care for it. I got you, Dylan. Billy says, I hope Jack hasn't relapsed. Nope. Just sleeping good. Really, really good. Wasa agrees. Oh, absolutely, Kat. And YouTube algorithm loves to push channels that push the. Oh gosh, you're starting to sound like Squirrel Sniper. The something false paradigm, divide and conquer, bamboozle. You'd be super popular. Yeah. Jeremy says, is Jack in a trance? His eyes back in his head? No, he's just dreaming good. There you go. He came back. Huh, he's never far gone. He's such a good boy. Yes, he is. Rosie sending love to Jack. Brendan at Bob 8 Bobo says, what the world leaders and rich people get up to. I don't know. Are you still giving me hints about the scary thing? I don't want it. I don't like scary stuff. I try to go by the idea that if I don't want it in my life, then don't be watching it on TV. Oh, Wazza says, speak of the devil. Hey, Sniper, Sniper, did you hear me talking about you? So funny. He says, grand things of risings, Cat. Good morning, Sniper. Lois says, hi, Squirrel. Squirrel Sniper says, Wassa, don't make me run. It was me. Wassa was explaining something, and I said it was beyond me, just like when um, I hear you talking about stuff. It's just I'm not smart enough to follow. It was me. I said it. I was trying to read what he said, and I'm just like, nope, I don't even get it to read it. Rosie says, hi, Squirrel. We hope you're doing well, Squirrel Sniper. We haven't seen you in a while. Jack, are those prayer hands? The Nat guy says, hello, Jack. I mean, bark, bark, bark. Wassa says, it was nothing negative, Sniper, of course. Squirrel Sniper says, funny that most of the time, only I get it after reflecting. I think that's the problem. I don't stop long enough to sit and reflect on something. I think that's probably most of us, right? With the ADD thing or ADHD, we're always just 30 seconds on something and then we're on to something else. Carl says, good morning, Carl. He says, good morning, everyone from Storm Dave. How is it going over there? Alex, you didn't mention anything about the storm. Dylan says, all right, Dylan, that's enough. Okay. We said we don't talk about it. Wassa says, there's Carl. We were missing you. We were. We were wondering where you were, Carl. Lois says, hi, Carl. Carl says, you didn't miss me, Wassa. Sniper says, I have to now concentrate almost every hour of the day. Dylan says, okay, sorry, no problem. Well, what are your next steps, Sniper? Rosie says, hey, Carl. Hey, Carl. What's up, Carl? How are you, Carl? What are you doing today, Carl? Squirrel Sniper says, hey, Dylan, Carl, and Rosie. Wassa says, okay, Carl, you don't have to believe, but we were asking after you a bit ago, hoping you'd get here. Yes. And I said, you usually, I don't know if you sleep in, but you come in a little later on the weekends. But we definitely, and it was Wassa who said it out loud or typed it out loud. Brendan says, how is the love of my life going? Oh, well, it's a constant state of shock. I can't tell you what happened, but it's never been the same since whatever happened happened. Just for you, Brendan. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Sniper says next steps. I have to translate all my words that I used that are real world applications and put them into a specific format called Shannon. It's the official use of terminology for peer reviewed source. To translate all my words that I used. Okay, into real. So basically, you have to break it down for us, right? You're breaking it down for some other people also. I don't know if that's what you meant. Into real world, like how we would use it in the real world. Brendan says, I love you, monkey. Ceramic says, what's happening? I don't know what. Jen says, I was trying to connect my Roomba vacuum to the internet, but I couldn't get it. You know, I never bothered trying. That's just too much work. And I had to empty it so much. I might as well just start it myself. Wassa says, which peer review sniper? Full on PhD? Question mark. And Rosie says, hello to Ceramic. Carl says, I got rid of 20 moderators on Facebook yesterday. Wow. Lois says, sounds too complicated for me, Sniper. Oh, I know. Sniper says, so I'm looking at getting a license for it. I will need a second license for the medical certificate for dementia and chemotherapy. Oh, stop that cat. Huh? Wassa says there's a creepy video of a possessed Roomba. How do you know if it's possessed? Dylan says, well, not to be mean or rude, but why? Because it's my chat and those are my rules. That's why. Ceramic says that's purge. Carl says who's sniper? Wassa says sniper for what? Question mark. The sound wave therapy? Question mark. And sniper says Dylan because it's two wings of the same bird. That is true. After being on one side for so long, And then going over just to the other side to listen, I'm like, it's the same crap both sides. It's all the same thing. Agreed, Sniper. Wasa says, watch the video. You'll see what this Roomba does. And it is in a house with other activity. Oh. Dylan says, okay, sorry. It's just I'm mad because my parents' medical cards got cut out. I'm sorry. Is Fox wearing sandals? Yes. Carl says, I know what's going to happen to YouTube. Wassa says, we understand, Dylan. Sniper says, what's the matter, you? Nope. My mathematics equation for the logic. It's radar equation. It finds the problem before it materializes. X-rays, chemotherapy administrating will be 100% effective. Dylan says, okay, I'll stop. Thank you. Thank you. I thought you were a new friend. I would hate to have to ask you to leave. I really enjoy having you here, Dylan. Rosie is sending love. Carl says you don't understand, Cat. Tina does. I think you're probably right, Carl. Seeing as you talk to Tina in real life, right? So she knows you better and probably understands you a lot better too. I agree. Okay, these words are getting too tough for me. I'm out. King says, is Jack a big eater? He's been eating a lot more lately. You know what? I've been looking for a new Irish setter, and I've been looking at breeders, and some of the male dogs are only like 55 pounds. That's what the size of a female. The males are supposed to be up to 70. Jack is a full 70 pounds, which he didn't used to be. I'm so proud he got to that. Huh, Jackie. Dylan says, because everybody is understanding me of how I feel, so that's why I decided to stop. Nice. Thank you. Carl says, get an American setter. What is an American setter, Carl? Tell me. I was almost open to English setter, but white dogs get dirty pretty fast. I always end up with white cars, white walls, white blankets, white sheets. No white dogs. Paul says you're a good dog, Mom. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Melissa says, I'm surprised Jack didn't immediately pop up and go, huh? When you said you're looking for a new Irish setter. No, he's okay with it. He needs a friend. He's not meant to spend time alone, so he needs a friend when mom's at work. Until the day mom can work with Jack, however that looks. Dylan says, I have to agree. I mean, white dogs are pretty too, but they get dirty too quickly. So, yeah, no. Agreed. Carl says, no dogs allowed in the tent. I know you've said that before. You know me, I'd sneak Jack in. Yes, an additional WhatsApp. You know, a lot of people, if you know, we spend time in here, we have a lot of people talking about how they lost their pet recently and they'll never get another pet. So my next puppy is for very selfish reasons, so that when Jack leaves me, I'll have something to love still. And that's I do that all the time. Every dog. I always get another one as the other one starts to age. Scroll Sniper says the masks monitor the reaction to the chemotherapy and reduces as the patient starts to recover. Oh, I'm wheezing. The chemotherapy is also reduced, saving the patient from overdosing. Ceramic says maybe the monkey will keep Jack busy. Jack has lost interest in the monkey. It's very sad. Brendan said, I just had to look at the possessed Roomba video. Fake. Notice how the camera stops recording when it falls down the steps. It's remote control. That's why I said, how could you know if it's a remote control? I agree. Wassa says, Carl, dogs help keep us warm and safe in the tents. That's right. Carl says, who's Squirrel Sniper? Oh, you know, that person you don't know. Squirrel Sniper says, I wonder, Carl Shell. Wassa says, Bob, you think so, huh? I'm not so sure at all, but perhaps I'd have to watch again and refresh my memory. 4:30. We just had the bell for Yogi in half an hour. It's really good to see you, Scroll Sniper. I've missed you. Oh, Jack, you really are tired. Wow. This is sad. Sad, 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 sad. They're so cold. Lois says, Carl meets Sniper, Sniper meet Carl. Sniper, have you been to a Carl live stream lately? I'm wondering if that's why he's saying that to you. You're heading to the forest and it's raining. What are you doing in the forest? I'm just curious because I know you do thing with trees. So I just don't know. Wassa says, Bob, isn't your opinion that all paranormal videos are fake? Or just specifically that one? Just curious. Skull Sniper says, I'm not seeing any notifications. Ah. Lois says, it certainly is, Sniper. It's raining. Is it raining with you too, Lois? Carl says, I don't know why you're supporting a channel who doesn't welcome Allie or Tina in. I don't know what you're talking about, Carl. If you're talking about Yogi, he most certainly would welcome them in if he could see them. If they said hello to him, he would most certainly say hello to them. That was a big sentence to type, Carl. I'm impressed. Bob Brendan says, I watch a lot of ghost videos, and I do believe in some. Unfortunately, not that one. What's this, a sniper? Watch out for yowies and the other 3 to 4 bipedal marsupial species out there. Sniper says he's clearing the trees that are accessible to the general public of Deadwood. Okay. Wow. Lois says, yes, all day here, man. What about you, Paul? Are you still full of rain? Dylan says, no rain here, but there is 100% chance of rain today in western Kentucky, which is not good. I think later this evening, we're supposed to get it. Carl says he certainly doesn't, and I have proof. Okay, Carl. I don't want to argue with you, my friend. Sniper says they also have been warned about me, Wasa. Wasa says to Bob Brendan, have you ever seen the Pink Lady photographs? Paul says, yes, still raining. Ugh. Wow. Bob Brendan says, not sure, but that name rings a bell. I'll have a look now. Lois says, we might get a light snow this evening. Wow. Dang. I don't know how you keep your spirits up with that weather for so long. Carl says, I'm on the verge of walking away from YouTube. I know you always are, Carl. I'm glad you don't, though. And I'm sorry. It sounds like you're a little bit frustrated. Wasa says sniper. I believe it. What's funny, though, is Yogi said nearly the exact same thing when I told him to watch for Sasquatch, dogmans, and crawlers. He said they better watch out for me. Paul says a slight chance tomorrow, back to rain on Monday. Ugh. Fawcett says to Bob Brendan, I have a short about that incident on my channel. Corrupted is still here. He says, Cat, hope you have a good day. I'm going to go to sleep. Well, thank you for hanging out so long, Corrupted. Sweet dreams, and we'll see you again soon, I hope. Lois says it does get hard, depressing, yeah. Dylan says we certainly had a severe drought ever since late summer/fall. Maybe some areas in Kentucky are abnormally dry. Not worse, but I'm glad we're finally getting rain. Oh, good. Carl says I would not be missed. You're wrong, Carl. Bob Brendan says I just had a look. I have not seen those ones. Rosie says goodnight, Corrupted. Sniper says, Bob Brendan, your thoughts on the 3 orbs that flew alongside Flight 370 before it disappeared? And Wasa says, Bob, have you looked at my short about it or some other source? Corrupted says, good night, Lois. And Nikita says, my dad is sleeping with the girls in your live. He was very tired. Aw. Carl says, I know I wouldn't be missed. You're wrong, Carl. Plus, this is Sniper. That video is one of the most profound film captures in history. Golden Dog Mom, hello. Good to see you. Walking Tall. Bob Brendan says he just subbed to Wassa. Jack Mom is stuffy. Rosie says, Carl says, I'm not wrong, but you are. If you would go back and listen to the live stream from the beginning, you'd hear we were asking about you before you even got here. You're wrong. I have proof. Thank you, Nancy. And Kixie at Caddy VR Official is back. Welcome back. Wassa says, thanks, Bob. Brendan, I subscribe to you as well, even though as yet you have no uploads. Rosie says, I'll be back. Sorry, no problem. Wassa says, yep, she does actually, Carl. Truth. Thank you. Sniper says it's time to take back what's rightfully yours. Huh. Golden Dog Mom says, he's such a sweet baby. I want to take him home. He would probably go with you too. Funny boy. He'd be like, okay, let's go. Going for a car ride? Okay. Did you hear me say car ride? Or is it the ride? Which word did you like the best? Hmm? Or is it you want to go? Hmm? Boy, I'm pretty impressed. Carl says, I know certain people like Lilu and Yogi wouldn't miss me. Carl, I don't know anything. I just know me. I would miss you. Golden Dog Mom says, maybe if I had treats, lol. But then he would miss his mama, I know. I hope he would. Dylan says, are you going to the car right now? No. Lois says, it certainly got Jack's attention. He's due. I'll probably take him with me to the feed store today. Carl says, and Tiger King. Carl, you have been hanging out over at Yogi's. Hi, Raymond. Thank you for the love. It's good to see you. Are you doing all right? Wassett says that the whole world is rightfully mine, Sniper, but the world is also a dirty cheat. Walking tosses, to tell the truth, Carl, I would not miss you. Well, there you go. There you go, Carl. Are you happy now? Wassa says, and me, Carl, I'm included in that proof that we missed you. Yes. Wassa says, walking tall. You don't mean that. He doesn't know, Carl. Carl says, certainly haven't. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're certainly have not to, Carl. Dylan says, how old is your dog? I don't know. 5 going on 6. It could be 6 going on 7. I am honestly probably unconsciously not remembering his true age. Walking Tall says, let me guess, Deborah is still not present. Walking Tall, did you find that short I made the other day that I tagged you in? Obviously not. And I did it just for you, Walking Tall. Harmony, hello. As I'm hitting the bed. Hi, Harmony. Scroll Sniper says, the world doesn't cheat. We just allow for that perception. Walking Tall says, trust me, I say what I mean. Well, you might not. That is you, Walking Tall. You can't talk for everybody in here. Anyways, Wassa says Jack still likes decently young. He does. But he's got the white goatee going on now. Dylan says, okay. Didn't know my cat has turned 9 years old in March. Aw. Golden Dog Mom says, I think Jack would miss you. I know when I don't get outside with my baby Lila. She looks around for me, and then when she sees me through the window, she stares me down. Aw. Rosie is back. Welcome back, Rosie. Wassa says, Sniper, perhaps. I might be able to construct a strong argument to the contrary. Carl says, JP, if you're watching, set up a live stream and address the situation. JP, if you're watching, hello. Wassa says, welcome back, Rosie. Golden says, like, Mom, why aren't you outside with me? Oh, yeah. Jack does the same thing. He'll stand by the door for me to open it. And when I don't go outside with him, he's looking at me like, well, I'm not going outside either. He drives me crazy. How do I spend my days at home on short-term disability? Opening the door for Jack, letting him in, letting him out, letting him in, letting him out. Dylan says, well, this is serious. I'm not feeling happy and I'm not in the mood. It's 3:45 a.m. and I need to sleep. Well, I think you should get some sleep, Dylan. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have some sweet dreams. Rosie says, you, Wassa. Golden Dog Mom says, right. Such babies. Wassa says, sleep well, Dylan. And Carl says, and remove all standard moderators. Scroll Sniper says, the earth is a living holographic stage that's on 100. Okay. Rosie said, Dylan, maybe you're not in the mood because you shouldn't sleep yet. You didn't sleep yet. Yes. Well, I think Dylan knows it's time to sleep. Lois says, good night, Dylan. Dylan says, yes, it's awful that I'm going through this way, and depression needs to stop. Enough is enough. Have you talked to your doctor about it, Dylan, before you go to sleep? I know depression medicine gets a bad rap, but I think there are some good ones out there that don't cause the lack of feelings or some of the common complaints that people have about them. I found the one I was on for a while was very helpful. Oh gosh. But Dylan, the way you talk about some things that you go through, I was the same. Teach Jack to meow and get a large cat flap for the back door, Snipper says. The thing about a large cat flap at the back door is a person can walk through it or go through it if I made it big enough for Jack. Paul is laughing. Dylan says, no, I need to. I think it might be really helpful. Carl says goodbye. I'm wanted by my real friends for the live stream. Okay, Carl. I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope you have a good day, Carl. Dylan says, all right. Good night, Rosie. Good night, Lois. Good night, our friend. And Lois says goodbye, Carl. And Rosie says goodnight, Dylan. And Sniper says, Dylan, what's the last thoughts before you fall asleep? Oh, hi, Maddie. Thank you for the love, Maddie. Dylan says, good night to you, Jack and Kat. Thank you, my friend. Rosie says, everybody's saying, Rosie and Wasa saying hi to Maddie. Carl says, I won't have a good day in the bunker. Is that where you're going? Are you going to hang out in a bunker today, Carl? Can you live stream from a bunker? I'd like to see. Maddie says, hello, Red. And Gold Dog Mom says, is everyone heading out? Maybe soon. I know I'll be ending my live stream within 20 minutes. Hi, Lady Sky. We have some people, Golden Dog Mom, we have people coming in because we all hang out at a live stream after this. So, like, Lady Sky is coming in. Good morning, sweet Lady Sky. And Maddie says, Mary, good morning. The Sniper says, hi, Maddie. Dylan says, my last thoughts are thinking about how to cope with heat during the summertime, Squirrel Sniper. Yes, he gets very aggravated and makes him angry, the heat. I told him, get in the cold bathtub. That's what I used to do when I had no relief from it. Everybody's saying hello to Lady Sky. How nice. Hunting and stuff. Says no FS. I don't know what that means. No Fs. Oh, you're saying hello to Maddie. Dog cat. Good morning, hunting and stuff. Hi, Bridget. Golden Dog Mom says the cold makes me angry. I could see it getting too hot. Like, I like to live in places that are hot, but I always have to have a pool or the ocean or a lake or a river, something very close. The cold makes me a big baby. Not so much angry, just cold. And Yeah, like a little baby. I revert to a child. Wassa says, sleep on your roof when it's cold if you can. Nice idea. One day till Easter. It's from Lady Sky. Hunting and Stuff says, Maddie, I wasn't really here. I was just swiping and I saw your name in chat. And I failed to even say hello to the host. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. I'm glad you happened to see Maddie and you stopped. Bridget says, Maddie, hi. Dylan says, but anyways, I'm getting frustrated. Okay, good night. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Lady Sky says, I'm doing all right, Cat and Jack. Nice. Sniper says, and is it summer right now for you? I think he should go to sleep. Carl says, I know, Carl. We won't see you in that live stream. You'll be there quietly because you know what's going on. You done let the cat out of the bag today, Carl. You showed your hand. Hunting and Stuff says, seems like a really pleasant chat. It seems like it. Paul says, I dread summer. You like that cold weather. Bridget says, Squirrel, I don't get to see you much. And hi. And Bob Brendan says, Wassa, I just had a look at that dog man vid. The footage looks very grainy. Do you know what year it was filmed? I feel like I missed the first part of whatever it was. Wassa says to Brendan, it's brand new, and I don't think it's at all grainy. Dylan says, Squirrel, it's been in the 80s here, really unseasonably warm in western Kentucky. Okay, good night. Please, I'm getting aggravated. Bad. We'll just leave the chat, my friend. It's very easy. Maddie says, we had frost again this morning. It's to get breezy later. Nice. Not nice about the frost, though. Mina Lalita. Hello, your name is like a song. Good morning. I am good. How are you? Carl says, I'll block that channel. Okay, Carl. You block that channel, Carl. You better block that channel. Bridget says this year is going by faster. I know it is. Except for winter seemed to last a long time. Comment deleted. Thank you, Maddie. Lady Sky, we're really good. I hope you are too. Sniper says, which channel, Carl? You know what channel, Sniper. Oops, I'm about to knock somebody out of here. Dylan says, all right. And Brendan says, just had another look. And it looks too blurry. My phone is clean, and yet it records a better video than that. I do believe in these kinds of creatures. There's more, but I don't have it right now. Bridget says, aggravated by what? Um, Dylan's just going through some things, so we're going to be patient with him. But he's leaving. He needs to get some sleep, and he knows it. Comment deleted says 60 to 90 mile per winds. No fishing for me. Oh my gosh, really? Are you getting part of that storm? Lolita says, good morning, sister. Good morning. Hunting and Stuff says, I went to subscribe and I already am. I'll definitely be back. Well, thank you. It was nice seeing you. Yeah, we probably have connected at Any Fitness Possible or Skeeters or Yogis, somewhere around. Let me see. There we go. I was not subscribed to you, but I got you now. Yes, 2 days, Lady Sky. Wasa says, oh, we're still talking about that video. Burpee Retracted. I love that name. That's so great. Thank you, Maddie. Hunting and Stuff says, I bet anything is possible. Yes. That's where I meet so many people. Bridget says, I prefer positive vibes in here anyway, Cat. Burpees Retracted says, to be stormy for 36 hours. I'm off next week, so someone else will be on the chainsaw. As long as it's not you. Sniper says the lensing effect is apparent during a interdimensional capture. And Mina Lalita is sending love. Thank you, my friend. Golden Dog Mom says, I think I'm going to try and sleep. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jack. Thank you again for sharing. Thank you for coming by. We appreciate you. Sweet dreams. We will be right behind you very soon. Mina Lolita is sending more love. And Brendan says, true, Wasa. Unfortunately, a lot of people fake stuff these days. Yeah. Rosie says, did Yogi go live? I did not get a notification for him going live yet. I got the 4:31, but nothing yet, Rosie. But you might check because I don't trust my phone 100%. Soulful One. Good morning, my beautiful friend from Scotland. Love we send. Thank you, Maddie. Carl. Carl, I love you so much. He says his new channel will be over 21. That's too bad. Jack, you're going to have to move and scoot over. Gosh, we slept so good last night. It was so good. Hi, Mr. Possessive. Checking in and sending love. Thank you. Rosie says, I'm not 21 though, Carl. Bridget says, hey, Possessive, my buddy is here. Yes. Lois says, hi, Mr. Possessive. Mr. Possessive says, yeah, I figured she's been here long enough. She might as well. Wasa says, Mr. Possessive says, did you hear my sigh? That was a big one. Bridget, what's cat? Chopped liver? You're right. Walking Tall says, I just looked. I couldn't find a short you were describing in particular. I'll try again later. What was the name of the short? I don't know, but I tagged you in it. It was, let me look. An unexpected surprise is the captioning on the front. All my stuff, I'm ever since I got demonetized, I'm not getting views. It might just be that all my stuff sucks lately, but still hurtful. No. You know, he's referring to Bridget. That one time I was in your live stream and I was hanging out with you, and I was the only one hanging out with you, and all you could talk about was Mr. Possessive, and you couldn't wait for Mr. Possessive to get there. And I was like, I told Mr. Possessive I felt like chopped liver. I think that's to which he is referring. Wassa says, where have you been? Mister, how dare you? Bridget says, demonetized, why? That was a bad girl. Crusty socks. I didn't get views either. Oh my god, shite, though. I don't know what that means. Carl says, at least you can't tag me. And King says, why did you get demonetized? I told you I was a bad girl. Walking Tall says, I was never quite clear on that. What did they take away your monetization for? You know, they have this rule that if you use somebody else's video, you have to change it significantly, or else they call it inauthentic. I had two particular videos I had put up over a year and a half ago, and I am guessing those were the ones. They did not point to, they don't tell you which ones, but those would be the ones I believe they're speaking of. So I had to delete them. I have to wait till the end of June to try again. Caprice is a furry. Oh, I love that. Oh, Mr. Possessive, funny. I think I just told you. Did Jack watch Artemis 2 launch? No, Lee, we did not. Caprice says, I liked and subbed. Well, thank you. Caprice, I was thinking about furries the other day. I said, if I was going to start live streaming all over again, I would love to be a furry. I don't think I'd want to live the furry lifestyle, but I'd like to live stream as a furry. That would be fun. Mr. Possessive says, Wassa, you know, Magic Mike vibes. Caprice says, I done everything in this stream. Well, thank you. Is duetting someone okay, or like stitching a video? Yes. Cake says, oh, okay. I like the stream. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was nice of you, King. Capri said hi. Said hi. Hi. Bridget says she is trying to learn. Capri says, I want 175 XP. Walking tosses very well. I understand now. So I guess that means that I'm talking to an ex-convict from YouTube penitentiary? I'm so confused. Flo says, oh, wow. Jack is such a cutie. Thank you. Squirrel Sniper says, that sucks, Cat, as it only for entertainment purposes. Oh my gosh. Phew. 12-week Burpee King. Hello. Bob 8 Bobo says, have a good one all. Dinner time. Bye, my friend. Thank you for coming by. I always like seeing you. Hang on a minute, guys. I'm really, really wild. I don't, this is from Wassa says, I don't get what a furry is, I guess. I thought it was some kind of, I'm sorry, I can't read the rest of it. I'm so, whew. There we go. Whew, okay. All right. Whew, okay. I can't read much anything else. I'm really, really lightheaded and dizzy. So, whew, thank goodness. Jack, wake up and say goodnight. Wake up and say goodnight. Goodbye, everyone. I can't read anymore. So, we are going to say goodnight. Goodbye. I hope you guys have a great day. I love you all. And hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.